Welcome to Psychology Pub. In today's video, we'll discuss 12 signs you're experiencing a spiritual awakening. Many believe a spiritual awakening is a beautiful, stress-free process. First, you start the process with a golden glow all about you all day long, with the wind flowing through your hair. Then, your body feels light, and things start to make sense. Okay, let's stop the show right here. A spiritual awakening is very different from this ridiculous description. Instead, a spiritual awakening may feel more like a messy, confusing process. It can feel as if you're going through a very challenging time in life. It's not always easy and can be pretty challenging. Yet, a spiritual awakening is one of the most beautiful things you will ever experience in life. What causes a spiritual awakening? We are spiritual beings living in a physical body. We are made of spirit, yet inhabit the physical plane. We are alive and here in this world to evolve. Each thing that happens to us serves the purpose of helping us to evolve, or not. The things that happen to us can be good or bad, yet they are meant to help us grow. So, how do you know if you're going through a spiritual awakening? We've put together 12 signs that may indicate you're going through the spiritual awakening process. What is a spiritual awakening like? A spiritual awakening is a personal process that is unique for each person. While it can look different for each person, there are some signs that are typical for a spiritual awakening. Even so, the process may involve dealing with and healing past trauma, learning about your highest self, finally blooming, growing, and connecting with the creative spirit of nature. You may also find you're ready to fulfill and live your life's purpose. Going through a spiritual awakening is something like a caterpillar going into a chrysalis. The little being in the chrysalis undergoes significant changes and then emerges as a beautiful butterfly. The transformation of a spiritual awakening can feel something like this. You may also notice some baffling things begin to happen. For instance, some people find they begin to trust their guts or instincts. While this is called instinct, it can also be called innate knowing. You may notice that you're trusting yourself more as you develop a natural knowing. Some people also say they feel as if they're in the stream. During this time, dreams and meditations may take on new nuances and meanings. As you go through the process of spiritual awakening, those around you may not understand. Your loved ones and friends may think you've gone off the deep end, so to speak, and you may feel as if you're losing your mind. All of this is normal. Each person goes through the same process, though the process may look a little different for each of us. It's a time that may feel chaotic, energetic, confusing, and more. It may even feel emotional at times. All of this is normal. Just fasten your seatbelt and enjoy the ride. What are the signs of a spiritual awakening? As you learn to move into a new form of consciousness, it's essential to be good to yourself and patient. And remember to trust the process. This is the key to growing to your potential. It can be a confusing time, where it may be difficult to tell if you're going through a spiritual awakening or not. However, here are a few signs that may indicate you're going through the awakening process. 1. Attracted to information on spiritual awakening. Are you more attracted to information about spiritual awakening? If so, then you're probably already in the process. You may find information on the topic turning up just about everywhere. On the other hand, it's possible the information was there all along and you're just now noticing it. No matter, if you're seeing it everywhere, then you're already in the spiritual awakening process. 2. Suffer from anxiety and depression. It's not uncommon to suffer from depression and anxiety as the first part of the process. It's possible you may not be on the right path, or that you've become disconnected from your life's purpose. Either way, your spirit tells you. You may also feel off somehow, or even lack inspiration and creativity. 3. Seeking answers. Another sign of being in a spiritual awakening is searching for answers to questions. You may have questions that have traveled with you for years, or you may find new questions. No matter what, you may find yourself looking for answers beyond the realm in which we live. This is a time to trust your intuition and follow your spirit. Allow your discernment to show you the way, and everything will be okay. 4. Do you really want to awake? Another clue you're in the process is if you're questioning yourself about wanting to be awake or not. Being awake is not easy and can be scary. The easier path is to remain ignorant, which is a type of bliss. However, if you're ready, don't be afraid or hesitant. Each person must choose their own path. If you're not ready, that's okay. However, if you find that you're questioning wanting to awake or not, then you're already in the process. That's an excellent place to be, even if it's a little scary. 5. You start to connect with nature. As you awaken, you may find a desire to connect with nature on an entirely new level. You may begin to notice that you're connecting with all forms of nature, such as birds, animals, and more. See that cute little frog near the pond? You may feel a deep, real connection with him and his life. This is wanting to connect with nature at a deeper level. You begin to feel the rhythm of nature and the universe. This is the time to get outside as much as you can and foster this newfound connection with nature. 6. You find a soul tribe. Before your spiritual awakening, you may have friends, but no one truly seems a part of your soul tribe. You might think of a soul tribe as something like a family, but a spiritual one. A soul tribe doesn't necessarily consist of blood relatives. As you come awake, there may be people in your life who seem to have the same vibe and get what you're going through. These individuals are part of your soul tribe. They are the ones who help you achieve your highest self. They are your soul brothers and sisters. 7. Realizing everything is for your greatest good. The things you go through are there to teach you something and help you grow, evolve. As you go through the spiritual awakening, you'll begin to realize this fact. Rather than things happening to you, there's an understanding with that these experiences are there to help you. The realization that even the painful, agonizing, and wrong things help you is a great awakening. When you accept this, you can bet you're in the process of a spiritual awakening. 8. Facing the shadows and death. One terrifying part of a spiritual awakening is when you face your own shadows and death. Most of us are afraid to see these dark areas within ourselves. However, when you learn to face your own shadows and death, you finally begin to live in the moment. You may find you're truly living each day to the fullest. Certain ideas and beliefs are left behind and can feel like a death. The things you learn now help you to create new beliefs and ways of being and doing. At this point, you begin to recognize a certain abundance in life. Along with freedom and flow of creativity, your soul is finding its purpose. 9. Learn to let go and love. As you grow and change, becoming more spiritually awake, it's possible some people in your life may need to be let go. For instance, if someone in your life just doesn't have the same energy, then it may be time to say goodbye. That's okay. You can let them go and send loving thoughts towards them. This is also a part of the growing process, knowing when to let go in love. You may even find it necessary to let old stories about yourself go too. Have you ever thought things like, I'm not smart enough, pretty enough, good enough, and more? If so, it's time to love yourself and let go of these old ideas and feelings about yourself. Learn to love yourself so you can better love others. 10. Seeking freedom. With all the bad things going on in the world right now, it's easy to be scared. You may even start to panic. However, this is when you need to remember your soul is free. No one can tell you how to feel or think unless you let them. When panic sets in, take time to take stock of your life and where you are right now. Without the TV or internet blaring negative news and vibes, how do you feel? Then, look around. Do you have everything you need? Most likely you do. If so, then start dreaming up a new world where your spirit can soar. 11. Less interested in doing activities. Another sign of being in a spiritual awakening is that you may be less interested in activities you once loved. For example, as your awareness changes and your soul awakens, you may find it's no longer necessary to go out on the town until 2 a.m. drinking and partying. Maybe you've noticed that you really don't want to go out like that anymore. That's okay. This happens because the activity no longer fits in with your new vibes and higher awareness. If you find that you don't want to do things you once loved, It's okay. Accept this and move on. You're doing just fine. 12. You have an interest in learning. Finally, you may find a developing interest in learning more about meditation, yoga, or other spiritual practices. Meditation is one of the best tools for this time. It helps you bring your dreams to life, communicate with your soul tribe, and more. It's about this time you'll start to notice you're tapping into creativity more and more. It seems to flow through you. As you become more creative, you may look at your work and wonder if you did that. This is a time of great trust as you start to create. Don't worry about what others think of you or your creation. Come to accept yourself and the process of spiritual awakening and follow your inner self to realms you've never explored before. Thank you for joining us on Psychology Pub. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more great videos.